But the real question, and we already saw, I mean, Shams is already reporting that Joe Dumars, who of course led the Pistons as their president and general manager to a championship, beat the Lakers in 2004.
Had a great run, about 6
years.
Run, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a run, and they went to the, what was it, 6 years they went to the
Eastern Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference Final. And they went back-to-back to the
04-05
championship, lost in 7 games to the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
The next
They're a
year,
real team.
No, that was a real team,
for
and he put that together.
Yeah.
He really did. But anyway, so it's not official or anything, but that's the talk that he's the leading candidate. Yep. And Joe is from New Orleans, so that would be coming home for him. He works for the league now. But just imagine if it's Joe Dumars or anybody, and you're taking over that job as the general manager. Your big task, Kelvin, is what do? Do you keep Zion and build around him, or do you unload Zion and start all over?
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, you have to take a look at both. And I got to be honest, and we've talked about him before.
Uh-huh.
When he plays, unstoppable. He's actually missed more games than he's played in his NBA career, which is incredible for a young guy. But he has. If I'm in charge, I'm ziggying Zion the way Dallas sent Luka packing. I'm done with Zion. And you know what? He might come back and wind up being a great player for somebody or whatever. But I think he needs a fresh start and needs to move on. And it can't be in New Orleans. Because it just doesn't seem like he can get right. Am I crazy to want to give up a talent? Because when he plays, the numbers are there.
Oh, no. Easy all-star. 25, 8, and 4 all night, every night. It's easy.
So are you holding on to him and building around him?
I genuinely want to hold on to him and see, he, like we've said, he's an all-star when he plays. But here's the trouble. As a general manager, potentially Joe Dumars, we'll have to wait and see. I have to be also Miss Cleo. I got to be a prophet. I got to look ahead. I got to be able to prognosticate on what is about to happen. And sometimes in order to look in the future, all I got to do is look in the past. And when I start to look in the past with Zion, well, here's the problem, Rob. Rookie year, 24 games. Second year, all right, 61, which is still low, but 61, okay, here we go. He was an all-star. Didn't play a whole year in 21-22. Comes back 22-23. All-star, but he only played 29 games, but obviously, there it is. You got 70 the next and 30 this year. You don't get healthier as you get older. Your body doesn't become more durable when you get older. And if they're having issues already, then I have to start to look ahead as a general manager and say, this is probably going to be an issue. And I look at somebody, not the same build, but guys who are big-bodied. I look at Joel Embiid. I look at Blake Griffin. Was spectacular for a handful of seasons, then just started to break down. It was never the same, and it had to be a spot-up three-point shooter, and it just never worked out. And I start to get concerned. And I have to start to explore who's got a first-round pick for me, a few first-round, 2-3 first rounds in your star player or one of your really good players. Because if I want to win, I might have to just blow this whole thing up. Brandon Ingram gone, Zion gone, start over, start fresh. It didn't work out. You thought you had a big three in C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion. You thought you had your big three. It didn't work, and I have to absolutely start making calls. What you got for me? 2 first round, 3 first rounds, and like I said, a really good player? Because I have to start building for the future. Because I can't think he's going to get healthier, Rob. Why do I think he's only going to start? Oh, now he's going to start playing. And now he's going to play 75 games. The most he's played is 70, and before that it was 61.
Because what they might say, though, and the pushback would be, well, Joel Embiid started his career not playing well, and he wound up winning an MVP, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's an example. I'm just saying.
No, I know, but I'm going to use that same example and say Joel Embiid has played under 50%. I think it's around like 47% of the games he was supposed to play. And I can't live with that as a GM, because it's not that you're not good, not that you're not great. I literally can't do that. I'm building a team around you or a couple of guys night in, night out. And if you're giving me 68, 72, okay, I get it, right? I get it. But you're giving me 30, 40 if you're Joel Embiid, 30, 40 if you're Zion. I can't do that. I can't even sell tickets because people start to get frustrated. Every time I go to the game, he ain't here.
Right. No, I get it. And that's why you're probably right as far as a fresh start and just somewhere else.
Hurt,
right,
but you got to do what you got to do.
And I remember in Detroit, obviously I was there during that run, and Joe Dumars always said a quote that I'll never forget, and I thought it was perfect because a lot of times GMs, when they draft people, they don't want to say that they're wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Oh, I got it wrong, so I got to do whatever I can to make this work so that
right.
they can't say I picked somebody wrong. Joe was always willing to trade. He traded a number of his picks, remember, that he had.
And he got burned a couple times. He got rid of some good guys.
But he wasn't right. And his quote was, it's not about being right, it's about getting it right. And that's where this comes in if he were to get the job, and you got to figure out, like he doesn't have that onus about having David Griffin was the one who drafted.
Right.
Zion.
I'm trying to get it right for this franchise.
That's what I'm saying. So I understand, and there'll be people who will be upset.
Yeah,
and how can you
have a star?
How can you get rid of a star like that? And it all makes sense. But
Dude.
I think his time is just it's played out there. I'm with you.
Dude.
I don't think all of a sudden he's going to be healthy and play every game and then see that scoring average stay the same in a handful of games rather than a full season. I'm not convinced.
Zion needs to be your number 2, maybe even 3. And what I mean is he might be more talented than your 1 or your 2. But you have to have a guy where he can be the Pau Gasol to your Kobe. You know what I mean? Where he can be, hey, I'm here. I'm your Chris Bosh to your D-Wade and LeBron. And maybe I'm more talented than your 2, but I'm going to give you 50, 65 games. Because you can't rely on him. And I can't build a franchise, and I can't settle a fan base, a guy who plays 30 games one year, this year, 24 games another, 29 years. Oh, and by the way, didn't play an entire year in 21, 2022. So what? I literally can't sell you that. You know what I mean? If I do the math, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 8, and then it's supposed to be in like 400-plus games he's had an opportunity to play. He's only played in 214.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he has played so few. And the other thing, too, is he really box office anymore? He came out of the league, out of college.
One of the biggest prospects.
Right? Like all the talk was about Zion. He got the signature shoe with Jordan.
Man, blew that thing out. I know you want to say, like, your shoes, man, these shoes about to blow up. I didn't literally mean blow the shoe up.
But that whole thing, like, is there really marketing around him? Is it like he, to me, seems like an afterthought? Not the numbers. I'm talking about him as the player is an afterthought to all these other younger players. Like,
and he's 24. He'll be 25 here. You know, I think it's July.
It gets late early. You ever heard us saying it gets late early?
To your point, star players, and I'm not even talking about the obvious ones who have Q ratings that are through the roof, and the Steph and the LeBrons and KDs and all that, Jokic. Young players, the Ants, the Ja Morants, the Tatums, the Donovan Mitchells, the SGAs. He's behind a lot of them. He might even be behind the Trae Youngs, maybe even obviously Wemby, like Luka, who's only 25, 26 now.
Wemby.
So everyone knows it is Wemby. So he's starting to be an afterthought, and it's sad because he's spectacular. But again, your body's going to betray you. It's not going to get healthier. And all that weight, man, he's been doing this since he was a kid. All that weight, all that. Dude, your body only has so many jumps. Your body only has so many cuts and jumps and dives and all of that. And especially when you're carrying that much weight and you jump out of the roof and you're dunking on everybody, it's a lot. That's a lot on the torque and the way he plays. It's a lot, dude, and I have to start to explore who can give me a great deal. I'm not going to do it for anything. I'm not doing it just to give up anything, but who can give me a great deal that I feel like it's an offer I can't refuse. All right, we're talking about the Zion Williamson, who's a spectacular player. He is amazing to watch when he plays. The problem is he don't ever play. And so what do? if you're the new GM, and the rumors out there could be Joe Dumars, formerly with the Pistons, do you move on? Do you say, I cannot let a star go? Do you stick with him, or you say it's time to go bye-bye and send him packing with some beignets and some gumbo? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, Craig in Houston. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Craig?
Hey, good evening, fellas. Thanks for taking my call.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
you, brother.
Hey, and I want to start, man. Today we laid Big George to rest, man. So rest in peace, Big George Foreman, man, here in Houston.
Okay.
So just wanted to send that out.
Yes,
but
indeed.
yes, absolutely. But yeah, Rob, you got to give me a poo-poo on Zion, man.
Man, you know what? I'm the poo-poo king, and I'm poo-pooing Zion Williamson.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I mean, all of this spectacular and this and that. We hadn't seen enough of the cat. We don't know if he's spectacular or not, you know? And all of it. And quite honestly, this whole never seen before. Come on, man. This is Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was as big and explosive as this cat when he came out.
Yeah.
Man, Charles was the truth. This
That's
boy,
true.
man, he can't stay healthy, man. And nobody. And now the killer is, he's starting with the off-the-court crap.
No, I know,
You
and
know?
that's the other part. All right, Craig, hold on. This is just for you. I'm the poo-poo king. Thank you, buddy.
Ain't nothing like a good old cackle.
How about Randy in New Orleans? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. He's front and center, Randy. What's up?
Uncle Rob and Kelvin, what's going on?
How
Yo.
you?
It's harder to get on this show than it is to get Zion on the court, man. I got to y'all got to be number one in all markets.
Man.
It's good to hear from y'all, man. But I just say this: if you down, I'm down here in the city, man, and you hearing more about Zion's personal life than you hearing about his on the court life. And when that starts happening, it's time to move out of town. I just say this: if Joe Dumars does get the job, which it looks like he's doing, it's time to package them up for however many first-round picks that you could get, however many young on-the-verge players that you could get. It's time to start from zero and to kind of rebuild this thing from the bottom up. It's sad because I heard the other caller say he was somewhat like Charles Barkley. I got to disagree, man. Charles Barkley played.
Right. No,
Well, that's
right.
what he was saying. He
Yeah, when he, right.
he was saying even
Charles
he was a
was
big
guy,
fella,
and he
but he got in
played.
shape and he played.
No
That's
doubt.
what he was saying, yeah.
Randy, thank you so much. Farrah in Michigan, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's happening?
What up, Rob? What up, Kevin Washington?
Yo.
You along. How you doing?
Man, we're doing great. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it.
What it do? So I'm here to talk about Zion, and I totally agree. It is time to trade him. He's been there for 5 years. Unlike other players like Charles Barkley when he came into the league, he didn't have a vet like Moses Malone to ride him and teach him how to be a pro.
That's a good
And
point.
he's been there for 5 years, and he hasn't played. He's played maybe 1.5 full years out of the 5 years he's been there. He's missed the full season. It's time to go. Like, you can't keep sinking money into a bottomless pit. I wish him all the best. I hope he sorts out the baby mama drama. But other than that, it's time. It's time to go. Like,
It's hard to argue with that. And
I mean,
we appreciate it.
it's not 1 season, 2 seasons. I mean, they've given him all the time in the world. You got to sell somebody to a fan base, Rob. I got to be like, hey, come see blank tonight.
No
And
doubt.
If I can't do that night in, night out, what can I do?
How about Sean in Sacramento? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
Yo, my uncle from another mother, cousin Kelvin, and my brothers behind the board. What up, Alex? What up, Shay? Man, look, I want to make a few quick points, man. Number one, people were saying the same thing to the Sacramento Kings when it came to DeMarcus Cousins. My man was putting up amazing numbers on a bad team, but kept getting hurt. And the year they decided not to sign him is the year my man's career came to an end. You know, not to brag about or anything like that, but, you know, guys that tell you that they're injury prone, listen to him. And my other point about that, man, if Dumars the Great does get that job, what better GM to build a team without a superstar than the guy that put together those grit and grind, those tough-minded, those defensive-minded Pistons? You know, y'all both know very well about how great the team he could put together, man. So I think go get them picks for Zion. Get Joe Dumars in that front office. All he does is magic. I wish we kept him longer out here in Sacramento. You see what kind of mess we got going on now with our team.
Right.
And let's see what happens, man. They got too good of a coach and too good of a core, because that little point guard, man, if you're going to start anybody with a good defensive team, you need him. So, I mean, go ahead and let Zion go. One more poo-poo from the poo-poo king on my behalf, brother.
All
No
right.
doubt. I hear you, Sean. I'll be in Sacramento coming up next weekend, not this weekend, to go see the A's and the White Sox.
Yep.
Casey in Oregon, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Casey?
Casey! Sorry.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Calvin. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Yes. How are you?
Good, man. So every professional athlete needs to ask themselves this question early in their career. Do I love the sport? Do I want to be an all-time great and win championships? Or do I love what the sport can do for me? Unfortunately for Pelicans fans, Zion loves what the sport can do for him and his family. You move on, tear it down, and rebuild.
All right, plain and simple right
yeah,
there from Casey.
no doubt.
You know, we'll get this last call here. I do think there is an element of burnout. These guys who literally all they've done is play basketball their whole life, or baseball, or football. It's all I've done since I was 3. It's all I've done. And when you start to hear these stories, a lot of these guys, man, I got burned out. What it took from me, the toll it took mentally, spiritually, physically, like it was a lot. And you do start to worry about that for some players, not all, for some.
No doubt. Josh in Santa Barbara, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Josh?
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Doing
Doing
well.
great. We appreciate you calling in and listening to the Odd Couple.
Yeah, on my drive home every day. I hope, I think you guys hit it on the head. Trade him, but there's plenty of good trade partners out there who are kind of maybe desperate enough to make that move, that have a good internal core, some good stability. Maybe he bounces back in a new place and realizes that he needs to turn it around if he wants to save his career. So I was thinking places that, they need something like that have a lot of assets. Or if they have a bad playoff run, like say the Lakers flame out, maybe they make a deal. Phoenix is in trouble. They need to make a deal.
Yep,
There's
that's
so
a good
many.
place. Yep.
I could see San Antonio maybe wants that guy. They've got tons of assets. Maybe they turn him around. The Warriors, it's endless.
Yeah, I'm
You just get the
calling
best deal you can, and maybe he figures it out as that second or third option, but maybe he is the most talented guy on the team, like you said. I love it. I think it's really exciting. I hope they do it, and I hope it's a good, big story.
Yep. All right. You know what? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, there are some teams out there who have some bunch of stockpiled some picks. I mean, don't the Celtics still have a bunch of picks as well? And you might be able to, you never know, get another place where he's not relied on, Rob, where he has to be the guy now.
I know what you mean, right. Where
he's just
second
not
or third, and
yeah.
then all of a sudden
and you can make a run where he's been able to rest a bit, and now if he's your second or third option, all right, we got Zion as our second or third. You love it.